If you feel like clients are always comparing if they should use your legal firm versus another based on price, this video is for you. Most people do not pick the best firm. They pick the firm that they actually trust the most. And trust is usually decided before they speak to you. I'll show you the exact trust building system we've used to help firms get more instructions and how Chris used this same system to get a 6 times return on his marketing, adding an additional £9,500 of instruction to his business. And it all comes down to how you build trust with customers. Now, with most firms, this is how their sales system works. A potential client comes in, you or your team speaks to them, you tell them how you can help, tell them the price, and then they say, okay, they'll have a think about it and get back to you within a few days. Sounds quite familiar. You then try them in a few days and you can't get hold of them. And if you do get hold of them, they say that they went with somebody else and probably because they were cheaper. So that leaves a question as to why didn't they use your service there and then when you actually pitched the service to them the first time? And also what happened in those few days that actually led to you losing that customer? The most likely reason is that they didn't yet believe that your firm was the best to solve their problem. And in certain industries like law, people come for expertise. More importantly, consultative expertise. If they already knew how to solve their problem, for the most part with most legal things, they wouldn't actually reach out to a legal firm in the first place. So they're really coming for that reassurance, for that expertise to know that when they go to this particular person, they're definitely going to get the support and the result that they need. And the reason why they can't get that on their own is because they don't currently have the information required to get that result. So if a person comes into your firm and you have no educational information to actually support that person in gathering information about how this whole process that they're looking to go through actually works, then there's not much time for them to actually build up trust in the fact that you can solve their problem, bar from the fact that you say you can solve their problem. Most firms don't even send an email about how the whole process that they're doing works, and the ones that do send the email, they only send a few. So if you were to look at the assets that you have, do you actually share enough educational information with the potential customer for them to actually make a no-brainer decision on using your service versus another person? Because at the end of the day, especially when it comes to legal services, people only buy based off of trust, not necessarily because of price. They buy from the person who they think most likely can get them the result that they want, not the person who's actually the best at doing the service. And if you haven't conveyed to them with having educational assets that you are able to actually build trust with them enough, then it's very highly unlikely that they're going to want to use your service versus another company who actually gives them some educational assets to showcase that they actually do understand how to support them. In our case, and what we do with our clients, is we use educational video assets to share with these potential customers to answer key questions and, more importantly, to help build trust. We advertise this in front of them on a consistent basis so that when the person is going about their regular day, they keep on seeing your firm over and over and over again. And this helps build that trust to know that, okay, we've seen these people once, we've contacted them, we had an inquiry, and now they're actually helping me with educational information over and over and over again, and I'm seeing them everywhere I'm going. So when it comes to making a decision, they're much more likely to use a firm who they've seen, let's say 15 different times, versus a firm who they've only seen and heard from once. Some examples of what we use for these educational video assets could be 3 mistakes that cost X if you don't do X, or how long does it take X, which is their desired outcome, to occur after using your service. And once you're giving these people educational information, really showcasing, number one, that you're an expert within your field, but you're also giving them information that is valuable and can actually help them have a bit more sense of peace and understanding that you can solve their problems, it's much more easier to convert them into a sale. We use this exact same process with Chris to help him add an additional £9,500 of sales. Now, to show you how powerful these educational video assets really are, I'm going to hop into one of our clients' accounts so you can see firsthand what we're actually doing for him and how this is helping him generate more instructions on a consistent basis by showcasing value and using that to educate his clients so that they feel like they're making an informed buying decision. So let's hop into Chris's account. You can see here that we've currently spent around £1,500 on his adverts, and as I mentioned before, we did that at a 6 times return on investment. Now, in his account, you can see here frequency, and you can see that the frequency for this retargeting campaign is 10. Now, frequency means the amount of times the same person has seen your advert more than once. So what this basically means is that everyone within this campaign would have seen his advert 10 times on average. And you can see the amount of people that would have seen this campaign, around 4,000 people. Now, this is really important because it means that these 4,000 people are constantly seeing educational video assets of him showing how his service is helpful to them on a consistent basis. So if you compare that to someone who only sends out one email after they've spoken to a lead versus him who is consistently showing these people over and over and over again the service that he's offering and the difference it can make for them, who do you think will get the better result? This is why educational video assets are so important, because you're able to show to people who are interested in your service on a consistent basis how you're able to actually help them get the result that they want. This is really important because when you compare Chris's service, who is educating his potential customers on a continuous basis, versus another firm who only sends out an email after they had contact with that customer, you can clearly see who would start to get more instructions and why they would get more instructions as well. If you want to use the same template that we use to help Chris get a 6-time return on his marketing, you can click the link below to get the template. Alternatively, if you want help building out your own trust building system to get more instructions for your firm using these educational video assets, there's also opportunity to book a meeting with our team and we'll show you exactly how to do so. You can check out the link down below.